I find the only way I can function is to take the moment I first encounter a client as the only reality that exists. I have no idea why that person called, what he or she wants, where we're going. And so the best thing I can do is to clear my head and have only one goal, and that's to establish a conversational relationship with this client that he or she will go away from feeling it has been helpful. And that could be anything from giving a piece of advice to saying, let's meet tomorrow, to offering a thought. I have no way of knowing what's the right thing at that moment until I hear that voice and the content of what that voice has to say. So I think you got to really learn to be in the moment and only begin to talk about containers and processes once you have a relationship and decide that that's the appropriate next step. Because the biggest consultation may be that in that very first phone call, the person says, I want you to do can you do a culture survey for my company? And my spontaneous response might be, tell me a little bit more. And they reveal a problem that has absolutely nothing to do with culture. And I say, well, why do you think we need to do culture? And they talk some more. And by the end of the conversation, they know what they're doing, and I don't have a client. But it's been helpful. And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? So, and that's why I'm so against all the books about stages and contracting. You know, I don't think about contracting, I'm just responding to another human being. And we shouldn't get so hung up with stages and steps and contracts, and instead of just being ourselves and trying to be helpful.
As I look back at the work that I've done, where I worked well with clients and not so well with clients, my most effective work is when I'm not invested in the outcome, but I'm invested in the client. And I frequently, and I'll do it more in the future, I frequently get invested and get in my own way and try to control the client. That's my problem. I've done it long enough that I know I've got that problem. I got to watch out for that. But I know this is good stuff they're saying. I wish I did it all the time. I don't. I get in my own way, you know. And I'm pretty good, you know, at getting in my own way, and I'm a pretty good consultant too. So it's, yeah, we're flawed. The client is too. And it's about 8:30.
We're at about 8:30. Do we have time for one or two questions? Were you going to say something?
I just wanted to make a comment about when we were about to wind up. You brought me into this mess. Except for you and maybe 2 or 3 people in this room, I think I've been connected to this program longer than anyone else here. I started with OSR 3. I've been, I think, with all but one class for the last 26 years. I tried to quit once or twice. I said this is an awful long flight to Seattle, Don, and while I love all of you and you're my people, I don't think I can do it. He won't let me do it. I'm glad I kept coming back. But what's kept me coming back was something that I said to you the second time I came, and that was that I really felt confirmed by the integrity of the program that you had established. The balance between task and process, between theory and experience, and your groundedness because of the, you know, we had shared our backgrounds very early on, and I'd come out of the business world and had a lot of I think we had a certain amount of empathy for each other. But I think that's still true of the program. You may not feel you're educated for the world that's come, but I can tell you that's the best education you're ever going to have in this field. And I'm really happy.
And Marv, I appreciate that, and I'm wondering, since we're getting to the close here, maybe each one of you would want to make one little closing statement before we close up tonight, and then I have one thing to say before we finish. I'm well aware that we've kept these people here a long time, and I'm not sure they've all had dinner, so that's a little concerning. But anyway, if you would make just a final little closing statement.
I can't believe I'm sitting here. I can't believe I'm sitting here with you. Really, that's astounding. Astounding. That's my closing statement.
Well, that works for me.
I think you're getting hungry.
No, it's really true. Yeah.
I have the same feeling,
Yeah.
and you know, Ed and Roger particularly, I never met you guys before tonight, but I feel like I've known you for a long, long time, and I think it's because I detect a similar set of values underneath all of it. It resonates. We may say things differently. We certainly came here from different pathways, but. And you know, it's really wonderful to connect with you two, and to reconnect with you guys.
The one other thing I might say as a closing comment is, we talked about experiential learning. The other theme that went through in NTL labs and so on is the concept of here and now. And that's really what I was getting at in response to your question. The reality is not down there, it's here and now. And this experience as a here and now has been very interesting and valuable. And we should savor what we have and not worry about the future.
Did we get everybody?
So, I'm done.
Yeah.
I said myself.
Well, thank you so very much for this evening. One last item to mention. I have some journals that are out by the registration table. I have a gift for each of you, and they're signed by the people that came here tonight. And so if you haven't had a chance, if you would just stop by that table and write a note to these to our guests tonight, that'd be very much appreciated. Good night. Thank you.